The story of Mark Talamson and Carl is an intriguing story. It's got netizens occupied in the past few hours. It's contradicting, filled with twists and turns, making it difficult for the public to decide who exactly is telling the truth, who's lying, which side to pick, who to defend. All these are questions that Kenyans have been having in the past few hours.
Vashati yako. Vashati yako. Aya sikia. Vashati. Vashati. Ulir.
Who's the real victim in this case? A challenge for the wheels of justice, given that public opinion imeshindwa na hii story. But before we go to how the internet has reacted, let's first do a quick recap of how we got here. So it all started with this lady by the name Carl. She went on the internet, particularly X, and decided to expose Mark for assaulting her. She claimed that she had been out at night partying with her friends, but she became too intoxicated to get home by herself. So she called some family members, they weren't picking. She tried to reach out to a female neighbor, that also wasn't successful. Then she finally decided to reach out to her other neighbor, Mark Talamson. Mark Talamson didn't agree to go picking her and dropping her home. So instead, she was taken home by her friends. She claims that her friends took her home, ensured she got in the house safely, and even left her tucked in her bed. After getting home safe and getting kwa bed vizuri, she decided to give Mark Talamson a heads up and let him know that she got home safe. She recalls later on waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning, and she felt that something was off with her body and something had been done to her. She found herself half naked. The next day, she texted Mark and asked him if anything had happened the previous night, and he confirmed that indeed they had engaged in. Here's a screenshot of their conversation, and we can see Mark's response. He goes ahead to tell her that alimpata kwa stairs, and they went together to her house and they locked the door and started making out, and one thing led to another. However, according to Carl, this story is to gaslight her because she does not recall any of this happening. And remember, her story tells us that she was actually taken home mpaka kwa nyumba ndani, mpaka kwa bed by her friends. So hii point yenye wanapatania kwa stairs ni gani? The story doesn't end there. She further claims that after this whole incident, Mark's dad tried to break into her house. This is what she said. Her mom had gone to their house to look for the parents because she was angry. She wanted to make sure the parents knew the situation that was going on. Then they went there and they asked Mark to come to the house and explain what had happened, and he did. So Mark went to their house to explain what had happened. According to her texts, no one forced him. A few minutes later, his dad comes hadi ndani ya nyumba and asks what's going on. Her mom tells him that his son essayed her daughter, and the dad chooses to escalate. He storms outside, gets a knife, tries to break through the door, tries to enter. They refuse to let him in. He goes ahead and picks a stone brick and attempts to break the door's lock. So that right there is Carl's story. This is her version and that's her allegations. Now let's look at Mark's side. An informant who claims to be also a neighbor in this same place where they are living has a different story when it comes to the incident of the father breaking the door to Carl's house. According to this informant, the father had received news that his son Mark was getting attacked, and he was getting attacked by some men who also forced him into Carl's house and continued beating him while there. So the son was screaming, and the dad, of course, angered, came out to try and rescue his son. He tried to access the house or get into the house, but they blocked shocked him. So that's when he decided to go get a stone and try to break the door's lock. As for Mark, he has been heard confessing that he did do something to Carl. This is in a video where he is visibly being beaten. Some people are calling it assault, and other people argue that as long as so far he has confessed to the claims by Carl. Others at the same time argue that he was forced into making that confession, because we can see him getting some blows from some guys in the video. Other people claim that no matter how much you are beaten, huwezi kubali kitu yenye hujafanya. So now that we've covered the information that has been shared on Carl's side and on Mark Talamson's side, let's look at Kenyans' reaction. Now, many people were not welcoming to the allegations by Carl, because in as much as we have many rape cases happening daily, we also have many men being accused of false rape daily. So this is a very controversial subject, and we've sort of had like another gender war going on with people taking different sides. There are people who feel that Carl is indeed a victim and the victim in this case. On the other hand, we do have people who believe that this lady may be trying to pin this false case on this young man. Netizens have done what they do best, uncovering. So netizens have uncovered old tweets that were made by Carl some years back, and going by the reception of these tweets online, they have played a big role in influencing Kenyans to invalidate her story. Carl claims that she tried to speak to the police about this, and the police did absolutely nothing. So she claimed she had lost hopes in the authorities sorting out this case. Also, it's important to add that so far she has deleted the video she had posted of Mark accusing him of these heavy allegations. What's your take on this? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and thank you for watching this video.